Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show. Fellas, we are back on set in New York. We haven't been back in like 5 weeks. I'm going to be honest, it feels kind of strange that we don't have a bunch of drunk college kids yelling at us.
I like being here for the easiness of it, but there's nothing like a live show.
Yeah, and especially last live show we were talking about before we started taping. I mean, you were the absolute best heel there was in East Lansing. You got pelted, didn't even matter.
He was a good heel.
No,
I think the best heel that I've ever seen.
I mean, Brandon, you said you were jealous of him.
I was jealous of him getting to play the heel. Yeah, I was. But he was a great heel.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and I think I said it to Dan in passing. It's tough to be a really good heel when your team consistently sucks and lets you down, and Michigan's done that. I've had the Patriots. I've perfected the heel route with the Patriots in Boston sports, and they deliver almost all the time, so I've been very spoiled. Michigan has not. And I go in, I didn't really believe what I was saying, and then I believe it halfway through the game. But yeah, it's tough.
The game was very good, minus the outcome for you. But, I mean, an awesome game. We were watching it in Hoboken. Dan, I know that, Wisconsin was just killing Iowa the entire time.
Exposed them, yeah.
But the Big Ten kind of started to shake out a little bit last week.
Yeah. I mean, credit to Michigan State. That's a team that just doesn't give up. Tuck coming. That's what they say.
Yeah, credit to Michigan State. Yeah.
He hates when I say credit to Michigan State.
Because that's all she ever says. She says credit to Michigan State, but Michigan's still a better team.
I didn't say but.
Oh, no. I don't.
I said credit to Michigan State.
If you played the game and Michigan State wins, they're the better team. I too thought that Michigan was back for a brief moment there.
Everybody did.
And Michigan State, this is just their MO. They never give up. They keep fighting.
You know, we made a crucial mistake, and listen, the young kid McCarthy could end up being a very good quarterback. I don't know. McNamara is pretty good right now. I'd say he's very good actually for a college quarterback. Just let him have if he plays every snap, Michigan wins that game. I do believe that.
I also do believe they still are.
That's the weird part about him. He sucked all year until that game. He was great in that game. But they brought in McCarthy every week, and he saved the day like 3 or 4 times. And K. McNamara's been awful, but then against Michigan State, he was fantastic. It was weird.
So I'll readily admit I haven't seen that. Like they have, I've watched their game, like the Rutgers game, Washington, but I don't know. From what I saw, it reeked of me to Brady Henson situation. He was very good that game. I wanted the ball in his hands. And the fumble turn, I mean, you look at it, they're up 16, it's 4th and 5. You get stopped, that's it, nighty-night.
It was quite a day. The best crowd we've had, though. East Lansing definitely showed up. Ev, I know you played the heel as well in the crowd. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I mean, obviously, one team had to win, one team had to lose. We had to play both of them. So either way, we were going to hopefully get to play an undefeated team. I wish it was Michigan because that would have been an all-timer.
Hey, you guys didn't look great either.
No, we didn't. No, I admit that 100%. We didn't capitalize in the red zone. We didn't put 7 on the board. We were putting 3 a lot.
I think it was your worst performance.
I also...
Yeah, not picking.
You didn't like that I didn't pick a team.
Well, it's like you somehow all admit, there isn't that Michigan State Ohio State thing. It's not really there. Somehow it's like fuck both. I don't know. It elevated Michigan State to a level I don't think they are. I will also say, which is a fact, Michigan still controls their own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Although
it's true.
I shouldn't say that.
That's not true at all.
No, they don't.
That's not true.
They will. They do, but they don't. They do, but they don't.
Well,
they
you
do, but
Michigan
they
State
don't.
to lose twice.
Yes, correct. Well, they got Ohio State, Penn State, at Purdue, and Maryland.
They have a tricky one this week.
Purdue, very tricky. I think they will lose twice, and then we control it.
So speaking of Michigan State, last night earlier this week, the College Football Playoff Committee did come out with their rankings.
Right.
I think a few surprises for everybody, right?
Some of the biggest horse shit I've ever seen.
0 surprises for me. I
Really?
knew that was coming. I've been standing on the mountaintop all year. I have a bet with Kirk Herbstreit that Cincinnati, an undefeated Cincinnati, would not go to the college football playoff over a 1-loss Power 5 team. Everything I've been saying all year has been completely vindicated with those rankings.
I have actually agreed with you there, too. I've been saying that the last few weeks especially that it has been hurting their case because they're not blowing these teams out, even if they go undefeated. However, Alabama being at number 2 with the loss to Texas A&M, Cincinnati being at number 6, and then Oklahoma being at number 8, I think did surprise people.
No, I don't think it surprises me at all because everyone's like, oh, the college football playoff rankings, the committee makes no sense. No, they make perfect sense. Every year they're very, very clear of what they do. If you have big wins against ranked teams, that is a plus. If you have a close loss against a conference team, that doesn't really matter. If you get blown out, a bad loss, that matters greatly. The wins, though, outweigh everything. Oklahoma has not played anyone. Their best win is a touchdown win against a 5-3 Kansas State team. Alabama has won Ole Miss, ranked team, Mississippi State, ranked team, Florida on the road. That's what they care about. That's what they care about.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Like, you're
Well,
right.
that's what they
you're
care
right.
about.
You're right. You're right to a point, but Alabama's wins aren't that good. Like, Ole Miss is 16, Mississippi State 17, and I think they were being charitable putting us 17. I was shocked when they put Mississippi
You
State
didn't think
17.
they would be
But
in the
I
top
think they would be
25.
in.
Mississippi State, similar.
So
They care-
you have a problem with your own SEC bias?
I don't have SEC bias. I see the whole world as clear
But
as
you're
day.
right, that's what your issue is.
I have a problem with Alabama bias, yes. I've
Mississippi
always had a
State
problem
You
with
said
Alabama
Mississippi
bias.
State you didn't think should be in there.
I said I think they kind of use Mississippi State to prop Alabama
But
up.
no, Mississippi State, same exact reasoning. They beat Texas A&M. They
Right.
beat Kentucky.
Kentucky
They
and
beat
NC
NC State.
Right.
Like, the big wins matter more than the losses.
And then that just will go to your. If you elevate the SEC and you play in the SEC and you win, they're going to put more value. I honestly don't want to sound like Wilbon here. I just don't care about it so early. I just don't.
Well, the reason why it matters so early is this was the one chance that Cincinnati had.
I don't want, by
for
the
them
way,
to throw them a bone and be like, hey, you're number 4.
Right.
and
I
it's
think they
a
still have
bone.
a path. I think they still have a path.
No, they
don't.
They
No,
do.
they don't.
They do.
No, they
do.
don't.
I'll explain it to you.
All teams having 2 losses.
Yes, Alabama getting a second loss. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're out.
They're out. Ohio State, Michigan State are still going to play. Michigan State at 3 is very, very shaky. Oregon at 4 is very shaky. Behind them, Oklahoma shaky as well. There might not be enough room for them to jump them.
But
Cincinnati
TCU
is on solid ground, and none of the other teams are.
They
They're all
don't
in
have anybody
quicksand.
else to play that matter. That's going to.
I don't even know that they get in over like a 2-loss Bama team.
That's
what I said.
That's going to be a question.
And by the way, they don't deserve to.
That I don't know.
They don't
They
deserve
still
it.
have the win at Notre Dame, which is a good win.
Brandon,
Number
all
10.
your iterations don't make sense because if Oklahoma trips up, well, Oklahoma State or Baylor would be a one-loss Big 12 champion.
maybe.
If Michigan State or Ohio State trips up, Michigan or Michigan, you know what I mean? Like, so there's just not. It's a musical chairs.
But there are
act.
4 spots,
They're always
though.
going to be left out.
There are 4 spots. Oregon losing might let the whole thing fall down. Oregon has a kind of has a spot now. I'm
No,
telling
they
you,
don't.
I know
there's
this-
enough room here where there's going to be chaos.
No, Oregon does not have a spot. Oregon has a spot in name only right now. The committee had to say, Oregon beat Ohio State. They have to be 4. Everyone knows that when Ohio State then goes and wins the rest
But
of their
Dan,
schedule,
Oregon,
they will jump
no, you're
Oregon.
wrong. Oregon has a spot because Michigan State's spot belongs to Ohio State.
Okay, but then Oklahoma, if they go undefeated, there will. I'm
All right,
telling you.
I see. I understand.
Let's get the clown.
But Oregon's just there. Like Ohio State's going to
They're
jump.
not a Oregon's not a placeholder. Michigan State's a
In
placeholder.
terms of Oregon, in terms of Ohio State, yes, they are.
Yes, and if Oregon hadn't beat Ohio State, they would not be in the top 4 right now. Ohio State would be
of
there.
course.
Well, but I'm saying like the reason that they're there is because the committee has to say, well, they did beat them head to head, but they know they're not going to be a playoff
I don't think
team.
Cincinnati has
That's
a chance.
that's bullshit. Oregon could be a playoff team. What are we talking about?
Yeah, they
Oregon,
could.
Of course, could be a playoff team.
They could, but it doesn't look. I feel like
Oregon's Oregon wins out, they're in. Period. Done.
So how does Cincinnati get in?
That is a path that has to, like, a lot of boulders have to fall off the mountain.
You're wrong
I
about
understand,
that.
but
by
the
way.
path exists.
You're wrong
The
about
way that
Oregon
they
winning
put-
out, being in. Just so you know.
Oregon wins out, they're in.
Nope.
Period. Done.
Think? Nope.
Done.
Oklahoma wins out. Ohio State wins out. Bama beats Georgia.
We
There's
rioted.
your
Those
final
things are
four.
not going to happen.
But no,
But
no,
they
no, no.
could.
You
But they
can't
could.
say
Those
that.
Things are not going to
You
happen.
can't say
Yeah,
that.
like Oregon had no chance.
No, but you can't
You're
say
right,
that.
I said-
I just
Dave's
gave
right.
it to you. I just gave you a path that Oregon could be out.
I just think if they went out, they'll get in.
I don't want to continue it because I want to end it, and I know it will happen based on what it's looking like. But if Oregon wins out and Ohio State gets in over them, that's a crime against
But
humanity.
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
That's how the
Ohio
rankings.
State
I just
would
think
get
they'll
in
make
over
sure they
Oregon,
both
but
get
there's
in.
still going to be a spot for Oregon.
Well,
agree with you, Dave.
that's I'm just saying it
will all
just
shake out.
life.
I'm not
2-1,
worried.
one beats the other. What's the point?
Also,
of doing
Oregon's
it?
going to lose at Utah.
The biggest.
Let's go. Let's go.
The
This is
biggest
why-
takeaway,
Okay.
I'll end it with this. The biggest takeaway is Luke Fickell go take the USC job because
Yeah.
you're never getting in the college football
Cincinnati
playoff.
doesn't deserve to be in.
Fickell should take
And
Penn
the
State job
committee
after
basically
this.
said they're not going to put them in no matter what. That's what
Beating
Notre
Dame,
Dame.
Notre Dame sucks, and they're squeaking by these shit teams.
We'll figure
Go
it out.
win by 100, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, the first rankings usually don't matter. Mississippi State was number 1 at one point.
Never.
That's not-
really matter.
So, all right.
Yeah, Mississippi State actually the only team that started number 1 that didn't make it to the playoff.
Listen,
I'm not sure if that's correct.
Yeah, that is.
I'm looking at this thing, the records. I'm so far ahead of the rest of you three. I know because it's crazy we're talking
The
about.
only
Okay.
records that matter are the locks, and you and I are tied.
Okay,
I'm
well, we're gonna-
great at that and great at overall picks.
We're going to get to those in a little bit. Let's start with the games this weekend, the Sling Weekend Preview. If you love watching live sports, but you're tired of paying high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience and get Sling. Live TV starting at $35 and only $10 for your first month. Sling gives you access to the new Barstool Sports channel exclusively on Sling. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now to get your first month starting at just $10. Let's start with the Brandon Walker Bowl, the Hugh Freeze Bowl down here. Liberty at number 16, Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 9.5. The total at 68. This is a bowl for you hate.
Why are we talking about this game? Why are we not talking about Mississippi State number 17 at Arkansas? That's the Brandon Walker Bowl. That fat coach that blocked me on Twitter. Why aren't we talking about that game? Why are we talking about Liberty Ole Miss?
Because you hate Ole Miss and Hugh Freeze.
I hate both. I hate everybody.
Well, you know that Arkansas did use him in like a hype video.
Yeah,
talking
sure
shit.
did. Yeah,
they did to
and
show their
it's gonna
entire
get played
football
against
team.
them when we beat them. Anyway, Liberty Ole Miss. Points. Great quarterback on both sides. Maybe the two best quarterbacks in the country, really. Malik Willis is great. Matt Corral is great, even though he's been faking injuries, trying to get some Heisman love. I love points. I love the over here. Over 68. I feel like that's a low number for these teams. Ole Miss has struggled to hit these overs against SEC defenses. They will not against this defense.
Dan, we know that Ole Miss does love Lane Kiffin right now, but if that job came open again, they would probably want Hugh Freeze back. This is his kind of homecoming a little bit. What do you think that means for this game?
I got Ole Miss in this game. I predicted it correctly last week. My lock of the week was Auburn. They were running out of gas against SEC opponents. Ole Miss will win this game. I'll also take the over. And as pertains to your question about Lane Kiffin, Jimbo Fisher's going to be the next coach at LSU. Lane Kiffin's going to be the next coach at Texas A&M.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
What?
I'm just throwing out a
Because
shot.
you think they're going to pay Lane a gazillion
Yeah, I think I'm
dollars?
just throwing out a shot. I
Lane-
think Lane Kiffin will Lane Kiffin's manifest destiny is to coach every team in the SEC West.
That would be.
And they
awesome.
would throw a bunch of money at him because they did it to Jimbo too.
Also, Texas A&M has Ole Miss's old athletic director who hates Ole Miss.
There you
Ross
go.
Bjork, yeah, that is.
So just
that's
connect
true.
all the dots. LSU has
true.
Texas
you
A&M.
didn't even know that dot.
Yep, I know all those dots.
I
Everyone
would
knows
say he
that.
seems really happy at Ole Miss, but he seemed really happy at Tennessee for a couple weeks.
Nobody's happy at Ole Miss. It's a
Well,
terrible place.
He seems
Morally
a little bit
bankrupt.
happy.
Grove looks
Awesome.
The Grove does look so awesome.
Overrated piece of shit.
You imagine how they don't do signs in the Grove though.
Of course
right?
they don't. They don't do anything fun in the Grove.
I don't know if
Don't
the
have
if
pink eye in the Grove.
Just bow ties and douchebags.
The prettiest girls in the country, supposedly.
yes,
Yeah, you
gorgeous.
need to go there. Trust me. A bird flies through there, they'll all point.
What?
Ugly as hell.
What? No, that's not true. The girls are very pretty there. Very, very pretty. Dave, what do you think about this game?
I think Ole Miss wins this game probably by 20 plus. I think they score a minimum of 55 points. These are two different class teams. Like Ole Miss is in the upper echelon of the SEC, and they are going to bury this team.
What's your problem, Brandon?
Ole Miss is not in the upper echelon of the
They
SEC.
certainly are.
That dream is dying. They got outclassed at Auburn. This is an 8-4 team. They're fine.
Auburn's
They're not in
pretty
the upper
good.
echelon.
At Auburn at night?
They're not in the upper echelon. They're in the 5 to 8 range. They're not in the upper
Whoa.
echelon.
No, they're better than that.
Well,
they're not.
technically,
They're not
5
a
to
top
8
4
would
team
be.
in the SEC.
All right, you got Georgia, Alabama.
Right. Auburn, A&M. That's 4. Done.
Oh, see, I think they can beat both those teams at Ole Miss. I think those are splits. Like I think on the
Well, they're gonna play A&M.
I think
Yeah,
the home team wins those games.
Fair enough, but they're not. They're fading. They're fading fast.
I do think that Ole Miss, I mean, they lost last week, but they are a much better team than Liberty. I think they're going to come out really pissed. Lane Kiffin's going to come out pissed because they lost last week, and they're going to want to embarrass Hugh Freeze, or at least Lane Kiffin is. I don't know. I'm going to take Ole Miss, and I'm also going to take the over. Let's go to the Pac-12, number 4, Oregon at Washington. Oregon favored by 7, the total at 51. Dan, we're talking about Oregon a lot because of where they are in the rankings. Washington stinks. They're 4-4. However, this could be pretty interesting for Oregon.
Yeah, I think Washington has turned a mini corner. They're not good, but they're scrappy enough. They do a couple things okay. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a field goal game. I'll take Washington plus 7.
Brandon,
The
Mr.
pick
Oregon.
is Oregon, and it's based on Washington's coach's big mouth. The Washington coach was asked the other day, do you view Oregon as a recruiting rival? And the answer should be yes. If you don't view Oregon as a recruiting rival, then you are done as a coach at Washington. He said, no, we like to recruit against teams that have better academic standards. He's not worried about football. Mario Cristobal is going to roll in and beat the shit out of him. Oregon minus 7.
Dave?
I think it's a close game. Washington has been playing close games. Oregon's been playing fairly close games. Husky Stadium, one of the prettiest looking things you'll ever see.
Tailgating.
And I hope they're wearing those kind of goldish helmets with the W. Do they still wear those? I don't even know. But I like Washington here to keep it close and potentially win the game. But I like the points.
Yeah, I like Washington the points too. Oregon, I feel like they have to have a moment where the Pac-12 just completely disappears from this conversation. I think it could be this weekend for sure. Number 3, Michigan State, favored by 3 at Purdue. The total at 54. Dave, I'll start with you.
Well, all-time trap game, right?
Yes.
Michigan State coming off the highest of highs, going to Purdue, who already has pulled off kind of a stunner against Iowa at the time. I'm not going to overthink. This is a trap. I just don't see any way Michigan State gets up for this game. They've played almost all exclusively close games. They are due for the ball to bounce the wrong way on them. I will take Purdue.
Dan?
Yeah,
Purdue. Win, by the way.
Purdue.
Stat?
Yeah, the stat is Purdue actually leads the country in all time in unranked teams beating, I think it's 1 or 2, so it doesn't actually apply to this game because there's 3, but Purdue is a giant killer in that respect.
And I don't care how much it's so obvious that it's a trap game, and I'm sure they're beating it into them. The emotion of that other game, doesn't matter if you know. You don't practice right. It's just, it's set up.
I think there'll be enough people, though, on Saturday that wake up and look at this game. They're like, Michigan State has to win this game, that it will still be a true trap, line-wise.
They absolutely have to. Brandon?
All right, I'm going to stick my hand in the trap and just let it get me because I feel like they've got the kind of team.
I just said that.
Like, this isn't Saturday, though. This is all week I've said this.
Well, it is Saturday.
I feel
it is Saturday.
That's true.
It is
Today
Saturday.
So
Try to keep up.
Just gave it away.
I'm like, that was perfect how that
Who
worked.
gave what away? I didn't give anything away.
Yeah, people think this is live.
It's Saturday.
Kenneth Walker's the best player in the country. He's not going to let him slump. I think they go in there. They win a close game. It's ugly. It's not pretty. And they win like a 15-10 game, 25-20. It won't be pretty. But I'm going to trust Michigan State not to blow it in their first opportunity as a big-time team.
It's just tough because, I obviously thought Michigan was a much better team. They looked like a much better team, especially in the third quarter, and I didn't give credit to Michigan State. But I also feel like this is absolutely a game where it's like, okay, we just beat our rivals the first time in forever. People are burning couches. It's going to be a letdown
Definitely
spot.
wasn't the first time in forever.
No, as a top 10 matchup.
Yeah.
As a top 10 matchup. Yeah, definitely no. They've been
Halloween
8 in the
weekend.
last. Yes.
They don't have Halloween at Purdue. Okay?
They don't?
Or girls.
They don't. So they've been focused on this game.
The first time that they beat Michigan in a long time that actually really, truly mattered as a top 10 matchup, I think Purdue's going to win this game as well. And again, I want to give credit to Michigan State, but
I'll be rooting for Purdue. It invalidates that last week's win. You did it
and
for
also-
nothing because then we can control our destiny.
right, if Michigan State loses,
Well,
then it's all of a
then we got
sudden.
to lose again, but that would be very Ohio
if Michigan State loses, then it's all of a sudden.
Does it-
Ohio State, Michigan all
we
has
still
one
need
less.
Michigan
Yeah.
State to lose again.
Does it negate the trap if everybody's on it?
Well,
I'm off, but I'm just saying.
No, but
not
that's-
just us in this room, but all in the world.
but there's a trap in a gambling sense and a trap in
real
a,
world.
there's just no
It's a
way
letdown spot.
they're
It's not a trap, it's a
there's
letdown.
just no
Letdown.
way they're showing up to practice early in the week with the same juice like they were getting ready for Michigan because you just physically
Right.
can't do it.
They're still celebrating the Michigan.
So fair
And you're
enough.
going to a stadium that holds, I don't know, 50,000 people.
It's a
It's a
sleeping
different
spot.
vibe.
Yeah.
It's there.
We're going to get to more games in just a second, but now we're going to Drinking and Dining with Chef Donnie, presented by High Noon.
Welcome back to Drinking and Dining, presented by High Noon. Tonight, we're at Rutgers University to find the best late night food on campus. Once you've had some High Noons, you're a little banged up, where do you go cap it off and eat some food? Let's find out. Where's the best late night food on campus? When you're drunk, where do you go eat? South Korea.
Handsome. Daniels.
Are you hungry? Daniels.
Definitely El Jefe Taqueria. Are you hungry? Hands down.
Are you hungry?
Are you hungry?
Fucking hungry. Are you fucking hungry? Are You Hungry is unbelievable. It's a staple at Rutgers. Originated back in the food trucks. Like, it's incredible. I go there every night.
Are you hungry?
Are You Hungry? Buffalo chicken quesadilla makes me feel some type of way. I don't even know how to feel about it, but it's crazy.
Fucking Are You Hungry, dude? That's the #1 fucking place. They got fat cats, fucking gyros, anything you need, cheesecakes, milkshakes, all that.
Hell yeah.
Hungry. I'm in there.
Are you hungry? That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go.
All right, the people have spoken. We're here at Are You Hungry? This is the best place to be if you're a late night food. You're the home of the fat sandwich. What's a fat sandwich?
Anything you can imagine on a sandwich, boom, it has it. Mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers, a burger, cheesesteak, all loaded up into one big bite. That's your best drunk food. Come on now, come on now. So they've been here since 1970. Started as a grease truck, then moved to 8 trucks, and now it's a location. They're open from 7 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's a long fucking time. It's a lot of people to feed. Great food. So let's learn how to make a sandwich. Let's get going. So we got just your standard bread here. We got a nice piece of cheesesteak on the grill, and now we got a burger. So we're already doubling up with the meats. It's good to see. All right, so we have the cheesesteak going in, top that with a burger, okay? Now, we're going behind. So, 2 chicken fingers, and a whole lot of onion rings. Hot sauce goes on, ketchup, and then hot sauce. Look at that. Jesus Christ, it's a big fucking sandwich. And then fries. I don't know how he's gonna fit this. And lettuce. Holy shit, here we go. I don't think you're gonna wrap that. That's oh my God. He's done a few of these. He's got the twist at the end. Now this is it. Oh my God. It's gonna drop to the floor. This is fucking heavy. All right, let's cut this open. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at all we got right there. I mean, this is drunk food heaven right now. I mean, if you eat this sober, it might kill you. You might have a heart attack. I don't know. Here we go. I'm gonna try to fit this all into one bite. It's gonna be difficult, but right now, this is the Mecca. This is the Fat Russian, the fat sandwich. Are you hungry? Cheers. Come on. Come on. I mean, this is very hard to beat. It's everything you want in a drunk meal in a sandwich. You have your fried food, you have your burger, your cheesesteak, your lettuce, hot sauce, bing, boom, boom. It's like a cheat code for a hangover. You eat one of these, you're fine. Drink your high noons, eat a fat sandwich, you're good to go. That's gonna do it for Rutgers. We'll see you guys next time on Drinking and Dining. I'm Chef Donnie. Cheers.
Okay, let's get to a game that I wish meant more because in the history of college football, it's normally one of the best games. But LSU at number 2, Alabama at Bryant-Denny. Alabama favored by 28.5, the total at 66. Dan, your guy Edo, he's done for the year, but he's going to keep coaching.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Saban's not going to forget what happened in 2019. It's kind of sad that the spread is this high for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was this high a couple, or maybe it wasn't this high, but they dominated them a couple years ago.
High last year.
Yeah, it was high last year.
Sad to see.
A few years ago when I was there, LSU didn't even score. I'm taking Alabama team total over 47.5. I was looking at this game a million different ways. I think 28.5, like, that's just prime for LSU, backdoor, like hanging around. Like, Alabama could conceivably kick the shit out of LSU and only win by 27. So I'm going to take Alabama scoring over 47.5.
Is it up to me? Yeah, I'm going to go a little counter to what I think everybody else is going to go. I'm going to go under 66 because I feel like there's a spot in this game where LSU will quit. They've had opportunities after Orgeron, said he was going to, Orgeron was fired. They played teams they could compete with, but they can't compete with this team at Alabama. I think there's going to be some quit here. I don't think LSU's scoring very many points. Alabama will run it up, but I can't count on at least like 14 points from LSU. I'm going under 66.
Dave?
I think Alabama slaughters them. I think they win by 40 plus. I think it goes over 66. I was on LSU last week versus Ole Miss, and Ole Miss broke their spirit. They held that game kind of close in the beginning, and then they really got throttled towards the end. And I think that is the moment that they just, like, all right, we're done with this. Alabama huge.
I think it's going to be Alabama huge as well. I mean, even if LSU quits, Nick Saban's not going to. He's going to want to absolutely bury them. LSU is just broken right now. Ev, I'm going to ask you about this.
And Alabama's running backs are good enough where
Yes.
if you quit, they'll just keep breaking off huge runs.
Ev, what do you think about this game?
I kind of think LSU shows a little fight. I just think 28.5 is a lot. I think everyone's kind of discounting them. I mean, they've showed some good performance against Florida, obviously. 28.5 is a lot. I'll take the 28.5. I'll go contrarian.
Dan, what did you think about Coach O saying that his whole team just sucks this week? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He basically just said, we suck.
Maybe it's the reverse, just
Yeah.
like the Illinois.
Bielema, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of guys obviously get injured or opt out or whatever it may be. I don't know. I think unfortunately we're going to hold on to that Florida performance for a while. They're not good. They don't have enough guys anymore.
Would you guys coach if you knew you were fired? Would you coach the rest of the season out? like he is?
If it meant that I got
That
my
buyout.
$17
Yeah,
million
Yeah.
something.
If it
Like
was-
if you give me my money, I can leave. No, if I have to stay, yes. Pretty
Fair enough.
white.
That's a good 2 months.
Yep, no problem. All right, number 13, Auburn at number 14, Texas A&M. A&M favored by 5 at home. It's a 3:30 CBS game. The total at 49.5. I will start with you, Brandon. We've been talking about this. Auburn looks pretty good under Brian Harsin. They've let Bo Nix actually play, which we think Gus Malzahn might just actually stink at this point. We're not really sure. Texas A&M looks pretty good since they beat Alabama. This is a huge game in the SEC West.
Huge game in the SEC West. It determines the second best team probably in the SEC West, and the second best team is going to be Texas A&M. Great spot for them, tremendous spot because the quarterback's getting better every week. They're coming off a bye at home. That's what Auburn was doing last week. They were coming off a bye at home. They just had more legs, more juice than Ole Miss. Same situation here. The home team off the bye. A&M minus 4.5.
Dan?
I picked Auburn and pick 'em, but now that I'm listening to Brandon, I'm going to flip. Someone
I like
please
that.
let Dylan know. Someone?
Somebody?
Anyone? Let Dylan know I have switched.
Dave?
Not that bad.
And that flip-flop just illustrated what I said on the Pick'em show, which I'd like to quote again my friend Ben Mintz, the great philosopher. This is a perfect line.
The Destroyer.
I have no opinion on this game. Auburn
Folks did a great job here.
Yeah, Auburn at Texas A&M. It's exactly what the line, I guess. I don't know. It's a perfect line. It's a perfect line. I will take Auburn because when it's perfect, I'd rather start up 5-0 than losing 5-0.
Here's the thing is that A&M's defense looks really, really good. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be able to do whatever he wants against A&M's defense, and also A&M has 2 of the best running backs in the country. Auburn does not have a great defense against the run. I know I'm biased, but I still think A&M is the better team. I'm going to take A&M and the points.
I don't know that you are biased, though. I feel like you go like for and against them.
Well,
She's
no,
tremendously biased.
no, that means I'm unbiased because I'm fair.
I feel like you don't always take A&M.
I don't always take A&M. So
She's
that,
biased. She roots for them, but I don't like.
yeah. Like when I say like they're one of the best defenses in the country, it might sound like it's biased, but it's not because it's true.
I feel like I've heard you pick against them a decent
Yeah.
amount.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Let's go to High Noon Trivia with Brandon Walker. High Noon Hard Seltzer is made with real vodka, real juice, and sparkling water, only 100 calories, gluten-free, and no added sugar. The perfect drink for game day, real vodka, real juice for real fans just like us. Take it away.
Where'd you get that shirt, Casey? Is that an old shirt or is that a new shirt?
It's from last year.
Last year? Okay, cool.
I think they just made one for me.
All right, last week's winner was at Stuff Pat Thinks. So congratulations. Hashtag High Noon Trivia. The college football playoff rankings. In the first ever college football playoff committee rankings, Mississippi State was number 1. Florida State was number 2. Who were number 3 and number 4?
Mississippi 3.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, it is. Ole Miss was.
I actually don't think that's right. They were
3
one
or
of the
4.
answers. They were not 3. They were 4.
I know they ended up. Yeah.
Oregon?
It's not Stanford. It's not Oregon. So basically, who was the other one? Who was 3 and
Auburn?
4?
Oh, it's Baylor.
It's not Baylor. It's not
Was
Baylor.
it Auburn?
Damn.
All right.
It was Auburn. It was Auburn. It was Auburn.
The answer was Ole Miss and Auburn. In the first playoff ranking, who were number 5 and 6? That's your question. 5 and 6. That is
Okay.
your question.
Let's roll.
Hashtag High
We're
Noon
under.
Trivia.
We're under the gun.
Yeah, we are under the gun today. We're doing,
I don't know the answer.
We're doing a lot of shows
You don't know
today.
the answer?
I'll look it up later.
All right, let's get to the locks of the week. So you guys are 7-2. Me, Ev, and Dan are just putting on a.
I'm not. Listen.
Wait, you're not out.
out.
Brandon and
You're-
Dave.
No, he's out. But
No.
it's-
Right.
If you guys both lose this week and I win, then it gets a little interesting.
Okay, I mean.
That interesting.
It gets
though.
a little
Not
interesting.
that.
We only
There's
have
still-
3
there's-
weeks left after today.
No, that's not true.
We're not doing bowl season?
Yeah, we're
I
doing
think
bowl
we have to
season.
pick, we should have to pick every bowl game.
Oh,
No.
I'm in favor of that. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair too.
not.
It's
It's
3
not.
against 2 now, so we should
Yeah,
have
but
to.
that's one of the 2.
True.
That's true. Okay, so again, the heavyweight battle between the two of you. So we'll just go from the bottom, Ev, because at this point it's just picking somebody. Who are you taking?
Yeah, it's tough. We already talked about the game. I'm going to take Purdue. I've been fading Michigan State in these spots all year. They keep getting by the skin of their teeth. Brom's been great as a dog, and this time Purdue. I'm taking Purdue at home.
All right, Dan.
I'm taking Pitt minus 21 at Duke. Pitt gets off the mat. That was tough for them. They still have Kenny Pickett to win the Heisman. They still have a chance to get to the ACC championship game. Duke is dead. I think they've scored 7 points in the last 3 or 4 weeks. David Cutcliffe is probably on his way out. I think Pitt will put it on him.
The Pitt thing reminded me they lost to Miami. I want to give Kelly in Vegas a quick shout out. I had her 3-team parlay. It hit for the 3rd week in a row. And 2 of those weeks she had the money line one hit. It's available, Barstool Sports book. she's the best handicapper we have. It's not even close.
It's
So
not
I
even
would
close.
highly encourage doing that. I put 10 grand on it responsibly. Won 76,000. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm going to take A&M -5. The game scares me a tiny little bit, but I want to be so confident. I'm going to put my money on it. A&M -5 against Auburn at home at night. Brandon? Or not at night. It's at 3:30, but it'll be night at some
Let
point.
Dave go.
You want Dave to go first?
Ole Miss by 1,000.
Oh.
Interesting. That was confident. You said that confidently.
Well, have you seen my picks? They're over.
I'm 7-2 as well. We have the
Yeah,
same
but
record.
you have been like you're in. I'm fresh. My games are over.
I don't think you're
the
fresh.
second they start.
You're taking all these early games too. I don't like that. You're putting me on tilt early.
Pick it.
I've got Texas A&M -5.
Oh.
That is my lock for the
You don't
week.
like that one?
No, I like that one.
Oh.
His other one was Georgia, Mizzou under, and I think Georgia, like if they can just score a million points
Right.
against Mizzou.
They
Mizzou's
might
not
not though.
bad.
They might not. Mizzou's
You
not going
gotta
to score
pick
at all.
one.
They also just
I've already
keep
picked it.
on
A&M.
coming.
Texas A&M.
Okay. All right. We're riding together,
Breaking
huh?
Runs. They'll score in garbage time.
Fine.
By just breaking runs.
I could tell my pick was the winner the second I said it. You're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a great pick.
I mean, he doesn't know what
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You know my pick's a winner.
I'm fine. Mine's a winner too.
I hope so. If you keep it tight, it makes for good drama.
I'm going to start with my top 10. Oh, wait. What?
Switch.
Wait.
No.
Switch.
No.
Oh, wait.
Not switching.
Well, you have to.
There's
What's
no
happening?
Switch.
No switch.
No switch.
On what?
No switch.
Your
Go.
lock? Oh.
Go.
We're staying with A&M?
Go.
Okay, here's my top 10. I think that
I want to switch.
All right, there it is.
I want Georgia, Missouri under
love it.
59 and a
I
half.
love it.
I want Georgia, Missouri under 59 and a half.
you decide to switch that right now?
I want Georgia, Missouri under 59 and a half because he's wrong. I'm right.
Can I tell you something as a friend who doesn't care about winning?
We're not friends at all, Dave.
Georgia just destroyed Florida, right? Destroyed them. They're going to
It's embarrassing.
sleepwalk. Missouri's going to score 14 and 21 points in the first half.
You have
A sleepwalking Georgia is still going to shut out Missouri.
No, they're not. They're going to score when they're just not trying. I'm telling you. I'm trying to help you.
If,
he is seeing the board.
but if I am too, we got the same record.
I don't think so.
I
I'm gonna switch back. Texas A&M -5.
I mean,
You now have guaranteed a loss.
Texas A&M.
yeah, no, I'm
both
not.
gonna
No, no, no.
lose.
You're,
They're both
you're
gonna
going
lose.
with the under.
No,
because-
no, no. Well, the one that he doesn't do is going to lose, or is going to win.
No, see, then get off of A&M because that's mine, and I want my team to win.
I don't care
This
what
is
yours
You
is.
put yourself in a.
I think you
I
go with
helped
another play.
I helped
mean-
them.
No, you
Missouri-
did. You
They
did.
tried to help you.
Missouri is going to.
Brandon, go outside the box. Go with
Georgia,
something
Missouri
else.
under 59 and a half. Lock it.
Okay, there it is.
Lock it.
We're done. That is it.
Lock it.
Time is over.
Loser.
Lock it.
Definitely lose. I tried to help.
Lock it.
Lock it. Not
Give me the key.
A&M.
Give me the key. Give me the key.
Locked. No longer
Watch.
can change it.
Watch.
And you can't change it by
Watch.
Saturday either. There you go. Well, it is Saturday.
Gone.
Think you're,
He's
there it
gone.
is.
force the water. Can't force him to drink.
There it is. The key is in my belly.
All right. So A&M is going to win and cover by 5. All right. Let's go to my top 10. I have what I thought the committee was going to put at 1 through 4, and then I also think A&M is still one of the best in the country. Wake Forest, quietly being great in the ACC. I know if they were Clemson, they'd be higher. I think Michigan still.
Yeah, do they have it? I don't want to start this,
No,
but they go undefeated when the ACC.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know what's
That
happening
noise?
there.
Yeah.
You
That's
thought
Bar-
the committee was going to have Oklahoma at
that's
3?
Barstool.
Oklahoma hasn't beaten anyone.
That's
I
Barstool.
did think but just because of committee bias. I really did think that they would
They
have
need
them because of
you need
committee
big
bias.
wins. The committee is very clear about big wins.
But they also are clear about the
Big
the
wins
names.
trump all. Big
It
wins
is, well,
trump
it
all.
is true because of Clemson would have beat Georgia. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big
and-
wins trump all.
Anyways, that's my number 10. We'll go Big Ev. What's your number 10 or your top 10?
So I've got Georgia, Michigan State 1, 2. I do have Oklahoma 3. I think this is my thing. I have Wake at 8. I think the ACC is much worse than the Big 12. They both have their wins in front of them. I'm someone, if Wake Forest runs the table, wins the ACC, I think they have to be in.
I think you have to put them
I think you have to give them the same treatment that Clemson's gotten for years.
What's
and years
this?
on end.
What is this?
But Clemson would have had
What
to
a-
beat Georgia to get there.
What is this? What am I doing right now?
That's when you stick the finger or punch.
Yeah. No. That's 0. That's 0 ranked wins that Wake Forest will have by the end of the year.
But Dan, there's an element
I'm just
of
saying. I
think
undefeated in a power
That's why I have them 8 now.
I got
because
it.
If they,
I
but
got
if
it.
they,
Wake
they have,
Forest also losing this week.
they're dogs this
Got
week.
it.
They'll have to play NC State, Clemson,
they
who's
will have
bad.
0 ranked wins.
If,
Right.
But if they were Clemson, they would be much higher
they
on
would've
that
had to
list.
beat Georgia.
No, I'm saying like in years past. Like if you're undefeated in the ACC, they would
Right.
be higher. Now they don't have a good non-conference win like Clemson normally does, but they're lower in the rankings because they're Wake Forest.
100%.
They went to overtime against Syracuse.
But they're still
They
undefeated.
barely beat Louisville.
I'm not saying
like
they're
Wake
good.
Forest. But it matters.
They're going to lose. It doesn't matter.
Brandon.
So they
All
probably
right.
will, but if they do, I think
Brandon,
they have to be in.
go ahead.
What's the question?
Your top 10. What's wrong?
I got Georgia at number 1.
probably
I still
gonna
think Ohio State and Alabama are the second and third best teams right now. Alabama's not going to make it because they're going to get beat by Georgia. But, Michigan State, Cincinnati, whatever. Like 4 through 8, 9, they haven't really done anything. Oklahoma State, I feel like I think people are sleeping on Oklahoma State. I think they're really good. They only have a 3-point road loss. And Auburn has played their way into it as well.
I mean, number 9 did do something, but.
And they also lost to Arkansas and Mississippi
Oh,
State.
I agree.
And
but
you have just theoretical here. Just throw this out. Oklahoma State, you're right. 3-point tough loss on the road to, I believe, Iowa State.
Yep.
Michigan, tough 3 or 4-point loss on the road to the number 4 team in the country is nowhere to be found. Interesting.
I'm just not sure Michigan or Michigan State are very good. You got to put Michigan State up there because they won the game, but there's a chance that, Michigan hasn't beaten anybody. They've accomplished nothing.
But you don't do the rankings on like what will happen.
I think I can do my top 10 based on whatever I want.
I mean, yeah, but like Ohio State struggled against Penn State too.
Sure did, yeah.
And you
sure
said
did.
last week you think
I
that
think
Ohio
they're the-
State's
I
going
think
to
they're the
kill
best-
Michigan
I think
and
they're
Michigan
the
State.
best offense in the country. That's why I'm rewarding Ohio State. That's my opinion. They haven't really earned it.
Okay, Dan.
You can't argue when someone's just like, doesn't matter what
Yeah.
they win, losses,
You just can't
earning
argue.
is
No,
my
it's just
opinion. Can't
these
argue.
are based on opinion, right?
Yeah, this is what I think the committee should have done. Cincinnati, they should have thrown him a bone, made him 3, knowing that they will just get dumped out, and they will, because everyone will start winning against big opponents. Cincinnati has nothing left on their schedule. Oregon ahead of Ohio State. Oklahoma 7, they haven't beaten anyone. I do credit Wake Forest for being undefeated. I don't think they can get in, but I do think that they deserve the credit. Michigan still in the top 10, and UTSA undefeated. Come on, UTSA, meep.
Who has Oklahoma State beat?
Baylor.
I would say Wisconsin's better than Baylor.
They're not.
Well, that's my opinion.
That's his opinion.
Baylor's number 12 in the
That's
country.
my opinion.
The fact
My
that UTSA was left out completely of the college football
They
rankings.
have it. Their best win is Illinois and Memphis.
All right, but top 25.
Top 25, I mean.
No, Malone.
And girls, it's opinion.
It's opinion. We all have them. We're
Oh,
all
that's the
allowed to.
committee. I'm not talking about these are opinions.
Yeah, I know.
That's the committee.
I'm aware.
Meep.
I have your back.
Shout out Chaps.
Dave, go ahead. Unveil yours.
Chaps with the all-time, I thought he was kidding, idiotic question. No, I like UTSA. Nice people, I'm sure. You guys want to take the college football show to UTSA? Kill me, Chaps.
He asked me after he asked you, and he was upset because I said no faster than you.
For what?
I
For
thought
what
it
game?
was
He said
a
if UTSA,
joke.
he said if UTSA runs the table, can we do a college football show in San Antonio? And he couldn't even get the words out, and I said no.
I thought it was a joke at first.
San Antonio's beautiful.
I'm sure it
is.
is. It's also far, and it's also not a gambling state.
Correct.
We've also been on the road for 100 straight weeks.
We have.
And I also don't want to get chipped to death.
Fair.
Last time I went to San Antonio, I got chipped.
I don't think that people really understand quite yet that we don't go to gambling states because the amount of people that were saying that because game day, that's what I meant. Because game day went to Cincinnati instead of A&M Auburn. Everyone was like, well, that means
A
college.
lot of people trying to get us to go to A&M this
Yes,
week. It's
yeah, but they don't have-
Maybe the Del Mar, San Diego.
Connect
Breakfast
some
Cup.
dots. Pittsburgh.
Dave?
Georgia, Michigan State undefeated, Oklahoma, Cincinnati 4. I think Wake, I have them undefeated, and then you got the one-loss teams in there.
Should have had UTSA.
They are undefeated.
Sorry, they're probably going to want my ass now.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Great show.
Great show.
Brandon's totally not mad.
Good luck. I want you to win. I was trying to help you. I think you lost,
Being
though.
a friend.
Because I really
want me
think
to throw it up?
I
Want me
think
to throw the
Georgia.
key up?
I really
No,
think
don't do it,
Georgia.
Dan.
I
Don't
think
do it.
really Georgia's going to sleepwalk for the first quarter and a half.
Don't do it, Dan.
Doesn't that work the other way too? What if their offense sleepwalks and they don't score? What if they score 7 points in the first quarter and a half?
Yeah, but,
Dan, don't do it.
The problem is,
Don't do it.
The problem is
No!
that is worse because they can score at will, so it'll wake them up, and then
Georgia
they'll-
can't score at will though.
against Missouri.
Against Missouri, the offenses that have put 62 against Missouri are explosive. Georgia's not explosive.
Doesn't matter if you.
Don't do
I'm
it.
trying to look right now.
That's my lock. Under 59.
Mizzou's
Okay, good.
What
Mizzou
time's that
actually-
game?
Mizzou
Good.
has the worst rush defense in the country.
What time's that game?
It's
A&M
noon.
-5.
Noon.
Lock it up.
Sleepy time.
Yes.
Yep, for everyone at home.
A&M
is
-5.
the lock.
Lock it up.
Yep.
I was
No
also.
brainer.
No,
That wasn't
don't
the one I
fucking
was-
touch A&M.
I was going to throw North Carolina.
Okay. All right. So the final answer is the under.
Under in the Missouri Georgia game.
All right. We'll see you guys
It's a
next
square
week.
pick, isn't it?
No, the under's never a square pick.
No, that's true.
One thing to remember when you're gambling on the Barstool Sportsbook app, make sure that you gamble responsibly, know your odds, know your chances of losing.
Gamble responsibly. Nobody wants to end up in a trash can.
You can play with Penn National, which is a licensed and regulated operator. Big words. If you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.